Hello, my magnificent, radiant Leo souls, and welcome back to Cosmic Wisdom. I want you to take a deep, regal breath, draw your shoulders back, and feel the powerful light that resides within your very heart. Because today, we are embarking on a journey into a message that has been written in the stars just for you. This is not a simple forecast. This is a royal decree from the universe itself. I have a feeling you've sensed it coming, haven't you? A stirring in your spirit, a subtle shift in the spotlight of your life. It's a feeling that the stage you've been standing on is about to change in a way that is both thrilling and perhaps a little terrifying. You might not have the words for it, but your lion heart knows this frequency. It is the vibration of a destiny-altering coronation. Before we unlock the secrets of this powerful prophecy, let's create a sacred space of power and intention right here in our community. I want you to announce your presence and claim your power. In the comments below, declare to the cosmos, "I am ready to claim my throne." These words are a powerful affirmation, a signal that you are ready to step into your full sovereignty. And if this is your first time joining our Cosmic Wisdom family, I warmly invite you to press that subscribe button. You are an essential part of this community, and you won't want to miss the guidance that is on its way to you. All right, my beautiful lions and lionesses, are you ready to understand the incredible transformation that is upon you? Let's begin. There are moments in life, dear Leo, when the universe delivers a message, not with a gentle whisper, but with the resounding clash of celestial symbols. An event that doesn't just tap you on the shoulder, but shakes your very kingdom to its foundations. It may not leave a visible mark, but it can rattle your heart so profoundly that you look in the mirror and question the very crown you wear. You might call it a crisis, a collapse, an ending, but your magnificent sun-ruled soul knows a deeper truth, doesn't it? This is not a dethronement. This is the breaking of a gilded cage. This is the first powerful sunbeam piercing through the walls of a castle you had come to realize was a prison, leading you back to the brilliant, authentic monarch that has been waiting to be revealed. If you have been feeling that something immense is approaching, something you can't quite define, but know you cannot ignore, then this message has found you for a reason. Because I need you to hear this with all of your great and generous heart. Not all shocks come to shatter you. Some come to set you on your true throne. In the next few moments, we will explore why an event that seemed designed to break your spirit was actually the universe pulling you out of a role you were no longer meant to play. Some truths, my magnificent Leo, do not ask for an audience. They don't wait patiently in the wings. They stride onto the center of your stage, unannounced, and demand the spotlight. They arrive like a bolt of solar lightning, striking the very ground you thought was solid, cracking the polished marble floors of your life. This raw, undeniable truth can leave you with nothing left to cling to, no script to read from, no audience to applaud. And this happens not because you are weak, my friend, you are the very embodiment of strength, but because the kingdom you so carefully ruled, the persona you so brilliantly maintained, had quietly become a cocoon. It was a beautiful, dazzling, and well-rehearsed performance that, while garnering applause, was keeping your soul from its true, expansive destiny. You were a lion living in a jewel-encrusted cage, and you had forgotten the feeling of the open savanna. You've prayed for more, haven't you? In those quiet moments after the curtain falls, when no one sees the vulnerability behind your radiant smile. On those mornings, when you put on your armor of confidence to face the world, you've sent a silent plea to the universe for something more real something more authentic. But the cosmos, knowing the heart of a Leo, knows you don't need a peaceful retreat. You need a grander stage. You need a more authentic role. So instead of sending you a place to hide, it sent a divine drama, an event with no warning, a cosmic plot twist that made everything you were holding onto for validation begin to crumble. Why? Not to punish you. Never. The universe doesn't punish its sons. It was sent to release you, to free you from the heavy burden of the expectations, both yours and others, that you no longer had the courage to set down yourself. As a Leo, your sense of identity is so often tied to your light, your performance, your ability to lead and inspire. And that is a beautiful gift. But sometimes, the fear of disappointing your audience, of showing a moment of weakness, can cause you to stay in situations, relationships, or careers that are dimming your very own light. You hold on to a false crown because you fear what will happen if you are seen without one. So the universe, in its infinite wisdom and love for you, sometimes has to step in and shatter that false crown for you, so you can discover the truth. Your royalty was never in the crown. It was always in your blood, in your heart, in the very light of your soul. In many ancient myths, the hero or heroine must first be stripped of all their titles, their wealth, and their status before they can discover their true, innate power. That is this moment for you, a sacred abdication of the false self. You might be looking at your life and seeing the set being torn down. Relationships where you were the star now feel like you're playing a part you no longer believe in. A career that brought you applause now feels hollow and meaningless. Dreams that once burned like spotlights are now flickering and dim. But my love, I implore you to see this differently. This is not you losing everything. This is the universe, with the dramatic flair of a master director, removing the old costumes, the old props, and the old script that no longer serve your soul's grand narrative. You are not breaking down. You are breaking free. I want you to hold this question in your heart like a royal scepter throughout this entire process. If this is not a collapse, what is it? Perhaps it's a coronation, a sacred ceremony with no audience and no fanfare. Just your own heart trembling as you prepare to accept your true, inherent power. And as you begin to feel like everything is falling apart, you also start to notice something real beginning to shine. Not in the applause of others, but in the silence of your own heart. A silence that is powerful, that is radiant, that carries the warmth and wisdom of the sun itself. You no longer feel you belong on the old stages, not because you've forgotten your lines, but because you are beginning to belong to yourself. You may have prayed for peace, my dear Leo, but your soul was yearning for a truth more powerful than peace. Peace can sometimes feel like a comfortable retirement from life, but truth is the fuel of your fire. It will set you and the world around you ablaze with a new kind of light. And that moment when you feel most exposed, most vulnerable, might just be the moment you are closest to your true ascension. A star must first collapse before it can be reborn as an even more brilliant celestial body. So take a deep, powerful breath, not to calm yourself down, but to fan the flames of your own authentic truth. Let go of the need for applause. Let go of the need to be understood by everyone. Just release as if you trust that a divine playwright is rewriting your story, and all you have to do is step into your new, magnificent role. If you are hearing this, and your heart feels like it has just been illuminated by a truth you've known but been afraid to admit, then you are ready. You once thought you were being pushed off the stage, but maybe you were simply being guided out of a play you had outgrown, to return to a kingdom you never dared believe you could build for yourself. But you know, the crumbling of your external world isn't the only thing you are meant to walk away from. There is something else, a deeper connection, a celestial audience that has been watching and waiting for you to be ready to receive their message. And I think you can already feel their presence, can't you? If you are ready to receive their wisdom, affirm this with me. Type this in the comments if you feel the call. I release the role and reclaim my power. Have you ever felt, in a moment of decision or doubt, a sudden surge of unexplainable courage, a wave of warmth that feels like a loving hand on your back, pushing you gently forward? A fleeting image of a proud, smiling ancestor in your mind's eye. In those moments, have you ever felt a presence, a collective energy of beings who are not physically here, yet who are watching you with immense pride and unwavering support? My dear Leo, as a being ruled by the sun, the very center of our solar system, you are a natural-born leader, a royal soul. And royalty implies lineage. You are not just a solitary star. You are the current shining light of a long, powerful line of magnificent souls. Your ancestors, your guides, your spiritual royal council are always with you. And right now, as you stand at this powerful crossroads, they are sending you signs. They are sending you their strength. Not because you are weak, but because you have been carrying the weight of your kingdom on your shoulders for so long, and they want to remind you that you do not rule alone. They do not communicate in ordinary ways. They speak to you in the language of majesty, of light, of power. Their whispers come through your creative fire, that sudden bolt of inspiration that feels like it was downloaded directly from the heavens. They communicate through synchronicities that are impossible to ignore. A lion appearing in a movie or a book just when you were thinking about a bold move. Finding a piece of gold or amber jewelry you thought was lost. Hearing a powerful, anthemic song on the radio that fills you with an indomitable spirit. As a Leo, your intuition is often a fiery, passionate knowing. It's not a gentle nudge, it's a roaring conviction in your heart. For too long, you may have explained away these moments of divine intervention. But this is your second sight, a language of pure solar energy that speaks directly to your soul. I know there are nights when the applause fades, and you sit alone with your own heart, and you feel the immense pressure of your own ambitions. That feeling is not just pressure. It is the echo of your ancestors' legacy. It is the spiritual weight of the crown they have passed down to you. They walked their own paths of courage, they faced their own dragons, and they are now standing in the light, leading you from the spiritual realms. In many ancient cultures, it was believed that the ancestors did not die, but became mighty spirits who could lend their wisdom and power to their descendants. They become your invisible entourage, your spiritual court, always walking beside you. They are the sudden burst of confidence before a big presentation. They are the creative idea that feels like it came from nowhere. They are the unshakable belief in yourself, even when the world doubts you. They have not left you. Perhaps you have just been so focused on the external audience that you forgot about the celestial one, the one that matters most. But now, as your old world is being deconstructed, your spiritual senses are heightened, and you can begin to perceive their proud and loving gaze. True love and support do not require a physical form. They live in the legacy of strength, in the light of the sun that warms your skin, in the music that makes your heart want to soar. Maybe you have already been receiving their signs. The repeating number 555, a number of major positive change and freedom. The scent of a grandparent's home filling your space for a moment. A dream of a powerful, regal figure giving you an object or a piece of advice. These are not random occurrences. These are royal summons, whispers from your ancestral council saying, "We see you. We are proud of you. Do not be afraid to let the old kingdom fall. We are here to help you build your true empire." And do you know the most magnificent part? The pride you feel in your heart for your own potential is a reflection of the pride they feel for you. They remember your first steps, your first creative project, the first time you stood up for what you believed in. And they don't need you to be perfect. They only need you to be brave. They only need you to remember that your courage is their legacy and their love is your eternal power source. So when you feel that sudden fire in your belly, don't question it. When your heart swells with a sense of destiny, don't dismiss it as ego. Lean into it. Say thank you to your unseen counsel, because a host of powerful souls is reaching out to you, letting you know that you are on the cusp of your greatest reign. Don't turn back now. Tell me, in the comments below, what is a sign of support or a moment of courage you felt recently that seemed to come from beyond yourself? I want to read the stories of your royal council at work. And if your heart is ready for what comes next, prepare yourself, because the next visitor to your court will not be a memory or a sign from the spirit world. It will be a return. A figure from your past will reappear, not to weaken you, but to serve as the final testament to just how powerful you have truly become. Sometimes you think you've moved on completely. You believe the memory has lost its power, the chapter is closed, and that particular person has been relegated to a minor role in the grand epic of your life. The story is over. But then, out of nowhere, their name comes up. You see a post from them online. You hear a song that was once your song, and your great lion heart feels a familiar pang, not necessarily of longing, but of memory. The memory of a time when you loved with the full, generous, and radiant power that only a Leo can give. And now they return, not with a grand, sweeping romantic gesture, not with a proclamation of their undying love. They reappear in a much smaller way. A quiet message, a like on an old photo, a hesitant, "How have you been?" But their energy, their intention, is asking a silent, crucial question. Do I still have power over you? There was someone in your past who failed to see your light. They may not have been intentionally cruel, but they basked in your warmth without ever truly honoring the sun that created it. They took your generosity for granted. They applauded your performance, but dismissed your vulnerability. They chose someone or something less radiant, less challenging, because your full brightness was too much for their eyes to handle. And you, with your proud and noble heart, you didn't cause a scene. You likely withdrew. You took your light back, retreated to your inner chambers, and began the sacred work of healing your own heart. You learned to be your own source of warmth, your own audience, your own most ardent admirer. Each tear you shed watered the seeds of your own self-worth. And the miracle that has happened since then, you are no longer auditioning for the role of loved one. You are the director, the producer, and the star of your own magnificent show. You no longer need someone else's spotlight to feel seen, because you have become the sun. You learned to love yourself, not with empty words, but with every choice you made to honor your own creativity, your own joy, and your own peace. Now they return. And here is the divine secret. They are not returning to be your king or queen. They are returning to hold up a mirror to your own magnificent growth. Their presence is the final exam in the University of Self-Love. And my friend, you are about to graduate with highest honors. This is the cosmic moment where you realize your power. You have every right to greet them with polite indifference. You have the sovereign right to look upon them with the cool, benevolent gaze of a monarch who has much more important matters of state to attend to. You can say, "I wish you well," without offering them a seat back at your royal table. When an old connection returns, it is an opportunity. It is the chance to see, with absolute clarity, how far you have come. It is the universe showing you, in no uncertain terms, that you have broken the cycle of seeking validation from those who are incapable of giving it. You only need to take the most precious lesson from that past experience, the undeniable knowledge of your own value. Some people from our past are like ghosts from a former court. They return to see if the old castle still stands, and they will be stunned to find that not only have you torn down the old castle, you have built a breathtaking empire in its place, and you are seated firmly on the throne. Do you remember those moments of doubting your own worth because of their indifference? And yet, here you are today, so full of your own light that their opinion is no more significant than the whisper of the wind. So, for a moment, be still. If that person stood before you, could you look at them with the peace of a ruler who knows their own worth, without needing to revive a dynamic that no longer serves your empire? Because sometimes, the most powerful move is not to re-engage, it is to give a slight, gracious nod and turn your attention back to the kingdom you are building. You owe no one a second act in your play. You owe them no encore. You owe them no more of your precious, radiant energy. You only owe it to yourself to be true to the powerful, self-possessed monarch you have become. Have you ever had someone from your past reappear, only to realize you had completely outgrown them? Share that moment of empowerment in the comments. Your story can be a guiding light for another member of our pride. Because in our final part, we will move beyond all tests and all memories. We will step into the most exciting phase of all, the design and construction of your new kingdom. For so long, you may have wandered, looking for the right stage, the right kingdom, the right audience, to finally recognize your true brilliance. You may have poured your radiant energy into projects, relationships, and dreams, waiting for the world to finally hand you the crown you knew you deserved. You may have grown weary of the performance, of the constant need to shine for others, only to feel depleted when the lights went down. But now, my dear Leo, comes the most profound shift of all. A moment of divine clarity descends upon you. It is a quiet but powerful realization that comes not with a roar, but with a deep, peaceful certainty in your heart. You are tired, not a weak tired, but the exhaustion of a monarch who is done asking for permission to rule. You no longer want to audition for a kingdom. You are ready to build your own. This is the beginning of your true legacy. This is the chapter where you no longer dream of being discovered. You use your dreams to create the very world you wish to inhabit. You are no longer just the star, you are the architect. You will build your new reality, not from the ashes of the past, but from the unshakable foundation of your own authentic truth. You will build not from a place of needing approval, but from the radiant, creative, and joyful power that is your birthright as a child of the sun. You have walked through the shadows of doubt and emerged into the light of your own making. You no longer need to pretend to be strong. You simply are. You no longer need the world to validate you. You validate yourself. Your only wish now is to be unapologetically, brilliantly, and generously you. And that, my friend, is the most powerful reign of all. Not the success that others define, but the courage to live from your heart, to lead with your light, and to create a life that is a true expression of your magnificent soul. The great masters taught that we create our own reality. You have been searching for your throne out in the world, and now is the time to realize you have been sitting on it all along. It is located in your very own heart, where every beat is a royal decree, and every creative impulse is a blueprint for your empire. You no longer need someone to hand you the scepter, because you have finally realized that your own hands are capable of building anything you can envision. You have learned to rule your inner world, to love yourself by pursuing your passions without apology, to love yourself by surrounding yourself with those who celebrate, not tolerate, your light, and to love yourself by having the courage to walk away from any stage that feels too small for your spirit. You deserve a kingdom, a life, a career, a circle of friends that is a match for your greatness, a place where you don't have to dim your light to make others comfortable, a place where your passion is seen as a gift, not a burden, a place where you are celebrated for exactly who you are. So take one final, deep, majestic breath. Close your eyes. I want you to envision your kingdom. See the life you are now ready to build. See yourself, not as a performer seeking applause, but as a benevolent and powerful creator, joyfully designing your reality. Feel the warmth of your own sun radiating from your heart, infusing every corner of this vision with life and light. That vision, that is not a fantasy. That is a prophecy. It is the architectural plan for the life you are now ready to manifest. Declare it to the cosmos. Write it down in your journal. Say it aloud with the full power of your voice. I no longer seek a kingdom. I am building my empire. My deepest wish for you, magnificent Leo, is that your next steps are guided by the fiery courage of your own heart. May you build a life that is a testament to your brilliance, your generosity, and your indomitable spirit. You are the architect. You are the creator. You are the sun, and your most glorious dawn is just beginning.